Okay, so if you are a buyer or a seller in today's marketplace, would you like some tips on how to deal with this marketplace? Okay, so here we go. If you watch the news, things don't look really that good right now. If we're dealing with interest rates, stock market, inflation, recession, job layoff, things of that nature. But what I can tell you, folks, is that in over 45 years of dealing in real estate and sales, there has never been a market where a home doesn't sell. Homes sell every single day, regardless of the conditions of the marketplace. So would you like to know how to buy or sell in today's real estate market? So I'll give you a few tips here. So if you don't need to buy or sell real estate right now, then that's great. If you can afford to roll the dice, the one thing I can tell you is that the one thing that we know for sure is that we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. If you do need to sell, if you are in a situation where you have to move financially, job transfer, wanting to downsize, maximize the amount of net proceeds and equity out of your property, now may very well be the time that you would consider that. So if you are a buyer, you have tools available to you and financial vehicles that you may not be aware of. In fact, your realtor may not be aware of them. So it behooves you to work with someone who is knowledgeable about the current market conditions, not only for real estate aspects of it in your market, but also for the financial aspects. So you have vehicles like 2-1 buy downs, adjustable rate mortgage. As an example, there's a adjustable rate mortgage for 7 years right now. No negative amortization, meaning your loan amount doesn't increase, but it starts at 4%. So at 6.5% rates right now, it's a big difference between your monthly payment at 4% and 6.5%. So yes, your payment will go up every year up to a maximum of 6.5%, wherever the rate is when you lock that loan in and close that property. You also have the ability to ask the seller to buy down your interest rates too. So yes, you will be able to afford more at a purchase price of a property because your monthly payment is going to be such that the seller has assisted you in getting an interest rate that will help you have a more affordable payment. So there are other things available also. You can ask the seller to assist in financing. And let's say ask them to carry a second for 3 years at no interest rate. So now you've taken that off your first loan and brought your payment down again. So there are some great tools that a knowledgeable agent, I've been doing this for 45 years, and we've dealt with markets that have gone this way, that way, this way, that way. In 1980s, it was 17, 18% interest. We have to come up with creative ways in order to help buyers buy property and sellers sell property. If you are a home seller, there are tools also available to you. As we mentioned, the buy down. You can actually buy down the buyer's interest rate and still maintain a higher sales price on your property because now the buyer is able to afford more in his purchase price if you assist him with getting a lower interest rate on his mortgage. In addition to that, let's just take an example. It doesn't affect all markets. Let's say it's $1 million home and you've owned the home as a seller for 20 years and you're sitting on a $200,000 mortgage and you have $800,000 equity and you want to sell the property for as close to $1 million as you can. The buyers come in 20% down, $200,000, $800,000 loan, and they're going, we don't qualify for that. And it's like, what do you qualify for? And they're like, we qualify for $700,000. And you're like, okay. So what if I carried back $100,000 in the second position with no interest for 3 years, and the loan's going to be due in 5 years or 7 years or 10 years, whatever it might be. However, now that enables you to get more money on the sale of your property because you've assisted the buyer in being able to have an affordable monthly payment than he normally would just trying to go through a conventional loan. So you may say, well, why would I do that? Well, you're in second position. If he defaulted on the first, he put $200,000 down. So you've already got equity in the property. If you were in a situation as a second and he started to go into foreclosure, you could take that property back and you've automatically got at least probably $200,000 equity in that property to resell it again and actually make more than you did on the first sale. So I don't know if that rings true to you, if you think that makes any sense, but those are things that we dealt with back in the 80s when interest rates were at 17 and 18%. Those are almost things that were necessary in order to get property sold. So that's an option. So if you would like some help, if you'd like some consultation, some information, I'm happy to share that with you. I don't care where you're located. My intent is to help buyers and sellers in today's marketplace. Now, I'm in the Denver metro area in Douglas County. If you are in this area, it behooves you, give me a call. Happy to have a free consultation with you, share with you some creative things that you might want to consider and vehicles that are available to you right now to get your property sold and or buy property. So I'm Brian Chandler. I'm with RE/MAX Alliance, coming to you from Douglas County, Colorado here in Parker. Until next time, take care.